All right. So, Mr. Bass, I'm sorry, you are before the court. Um, technology. You're before the court on 2024 TK 06091 for improper passing. The state has the burden of proving the case against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You do not have to give any testimony or evidence. You may ask questions of any witness brought by the state. So the state will ask their questions, and then you can ask questions of that same witness. I ask that you don't make any statements or tell me what happened from your point of view, because then you would be giving up your right to remain silent. If you do want to enter testimony in this case, then at the appropriate time, I'm going to go over your rights with you and determine whether you are freely and voluntarily waiving your right to remain silent so that you can offer testimony. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Mr. Tipton, call your first witness, please.
Yes, Your Honor. In the case of Carlos Ricardo Bass, the state is going to call Officer Ella Kirilova, and also, Your Honor, Trooper Robinson. I sent you a chat. You are free to go, ma'am.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Be safe.
Give me one moment, Your Honor. I'm sorry, my Zoom is acting a little funny today.
That's okay. All right. Dr. Kirilova on.
Yes, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You may begin. All right, Mr. Tipton, your witness.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. All right. Officer Kirilova, would you please state your name for the record?
Officer Kirilova, Clayton County Police Department.
All right. Officer Kirilova, let's see. How long have you been with Clayton County PD?
7 years.
And during that time, and during the entirety of that 7 years, have you been post-certified?
Yes, sir.
Being post-certified, are you authorized to investigate crimes, issue citations, and make arrests based on your investigations?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I want to direct your attention to March 18th of 2024. Were you working for Clayton County on that date?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were you post-certified on that date?
I was.
Okay. Did you have occasion to make contact with a red and colored Dodge Challenger driven by Mr. Carlos Bass?
I did.
Okay. And why did you and can you walk me through what your duties were for that day?
I'm sorry, you're breaking up a little bit.
What were your duties for that day, ma'am?
I was responding calls and primarily was doing traffic enforcement in a Sector 4 area.
Okay. Okay. And you mentioned that you had contact with Mr. Bass. Can you tell me what caused you to have contact with Mr. Bass?
Yes, Mr. Bass was operating a 2022 Dodge Challenger red in color when he was traveling east on Battle Creek Road ahead of me. I observed a MARTA bus stopped at the bus stop and 3 other vehicles stopped behind MARTA bus. Actually, it was a railroad over there, and the bus stopped a little bit farther, but as all buses supposed to stop before crossing railroad, so the MARTA bus was in a complete stop with 3 vehicles behind the MARTA bus. Mr. Bass was a little impatient, so he crossed double yellow lane, entering wrong side of a road. Is only 2 lanes, 1 lane each direction roadway. So he crossed double yellow lane and all 3 vehicles and passed marked bus when the bus was in a complete stop. That's what initially traffic stop was conducted for improper passing, improper lane change. and he was cited for improper passing, and he was issued a warning for improper lane change. Mr. Bass actually stated that he didn't know if the bus gonna stay there or keep going. That's why he decided to do what he did. And he also refused to sign a citation. He requested a supervisor, and then he said he canceled the supervisor. She said, I will just come to court for that.
Okay, then. Let's see. Portion of Battle Creek Road, was that within the confines of Clayton County?
Yes, sir.
Okay, based on the movements that Mr. Bass made, was that based on your knowledge, training, and experience, was that an unsafe traffic maneuver?
Absolutely. He could cause head-on collision to begin with, and 3 other vehicles ahead of him, besides the MARTA bus, they had the right of way to proceed forward in that roadway. And he just decided to get ahead of everyone. That was unsafe for him and for other drivers in the roadway.
Okay, then. One moment, please. Okay, so did you issue anyone else a citation?
I'm sorry, breaking up again. I can't hear.
Was anyone else issued a citation for this movement?
I don't recall someone else at the same time.
I got you. Okay, I have no further questions at this time. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Bass, do you have any questions of this witness?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Okay,
So, officer, there was the bus stopped and had they blink on to let them know that they were stopped. It was 2 cars in front of me.
all right, Mr. Bass, you
Ma'am?
gotta ask questions, sir.
Okay,
Um,
okay. So, officer, you telling me you didn't give those 2 cars in front of me a ticket?
You breaking up, so can you please repeat it again?
Officer, the 2 vehicles that were in front of me that went around the bus, you did not give all 3 of us a ticket.
I do not recall it. Since you the only person in the court for this case, I reviewed your citation, and since I'm a traffic officer, I'm doing thousands of traffic stops. I can't remember the other vehicles, if I cited someone or not, but in my practice, I had occasions to pull over more than 2 vehicles at the time and cite them if they do the same thing. In your case, you passed 3 vehicles and the bus. That's what you were cited. I do not recall other drivers, sir.
Officer, you are under oath, and you're telling me you do not remember giving 2 vehicles that was in front of me a ticket, and then when I turned my blink on and went around them, you pulled over and gave all 3 of us a ticket. You don't remember that, officer?
It could happen. I didn't deny it. However, I'm here for your case, and I did not review other cases. We're here for your violation, sir.
She's not telling the truth.
If they did wrong, it didn't make you right doing the same thing.
Mr. Bass, did you have any other questions of this officer?
Yes, Your Honor. So, officer, was the bus stopped for a long period of time, more than 5 minutes?
I can hear you say, what 5 minutes? I'm sorry, sir. Just can you speak to the microphone? I can hear you better. It's breaking up.
Officer, how long was the bus stopped before we went around the bus?
Well, we didn't time it. It wasn't a stop. That was, as I advised, a railroad where all buses must stop. And right after the railroad is a bus stop. And obviously the bus was not sitting there for 5 minutes. It was a complete stop. Not for 5 minutes, sir.
So one last question. Officer, Was there two vehicles in front of me that went around the bus and you were?
What are you saying about other two vehicles? If there's, you asking me again if I cite them or not? Breaking up.
What was there two vehicles in front of me that would go around the bus before I did?
There was a 3 vehicles total who stopped behind the bus. You was passing 3 vehicles and the bus. I do not recall the other 2 did it. I pulled you over because you was passing in the wrong side of the road, 3 vehicles and the bus.
Officer, that you are the oath, officer.
Sir, did
I
you have
am.
any other questions?
Officer, are you telling the truth?
I am.
She's not telling the truth.
Your Honor, I'm gonna object to this line of questioning. He's been hostile to my witness.
Mr. Bass,
Your
if
Honor,
you wish to present evidence and testimony on your behalf, you may.
Your Honor, I have a witness, but she didn't come to court this morning because she had to go to work. But there's no way they can find out who else she gave a ticket to because there was 2 vehicles in front of me.
Sir, if she gave a ticket to 2 other vehicles, that doesn't help your case. I'm just gonna be honest with you. If she ticketed more than you for doing the same thing, then that means y'all were all wrong. I'm not sure it helps your case for her to have ticketed somebody else.
Well, what I'm saying,
Now, if you wish to have brought them to court, you cannot rely on the state to bring the witness that you want them to have. You have the right to subpoena. You did not do that, sir. This is your day in court and you asked for it, so one would think that you would be prepared to argue what you need to argue.
well, Your Honor, like I said, I would have never went around that bus with the police officer sitting behind me.
Your Honor, if he's going to testify, I would ask that he be sworn in and that it be.
Raise your right hand for me, sir. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. So, sir, you understand that you have a Fifth Amendment United States Constitution right against self-incrimination.
Yes.
You understand that nobody can force you to testify or promise you anything to get you to testify.
Yes.
Understanding all of those things, sir, did you wish to waive your right to remain silent and offer testimony in this case? Sir?
Can I have a continuous, Your Honor, and bring that witness to court? Because this is not she's not telling the truth. She's under oath.
Sir, hold on. This is your day in court. You were given plenty of time because your arraignment was way earlier than this. So you have plenty of time to prepare for court, sir. You can't change it just because you got here and you weren't prepared and now you want to go back and get the witness you should have had to begin with.
God, I cannot believe y'all letting her lie under oath like this.
Sir, I heard the officer say she reviewed your citation only. She does not recall the other people. Had she been called to deal with their cases, she would have reviewed their cases. She hasn't said she lied. She said that I only reviewed the citation I was called for. The citations aren't tied together. And so if she only reviewed your case and she's recalling what was on that citation, that's what she's got. It's not necessarily lying. She's telling you she does thousands of cases. If it's not what you want to hear, you have the opportunity to bring the witnesses that would have supported what you say happened. But sir, if your premise is that everybody was passing the bus because they were there too long, that doesn't make it right.
But it was safe because there's no oncoming traffic. We wasn't on the hill. We wasn't on the curve. The bus was sitting there.
That's not if you cross the double line into the next lane, you have already committed a violation. When you cross the double line, for whatever reason, into the oncoming lane of traffic, unless you're directed to do so by an officer who's directing traffic, or unless the lanes have changed and the traffic is being directed in that way due to construction or some other issue, once you make the decision to cross those double lines, you've already committed a violation. Now, whether you've gotten a ticket for it or not because there was no officer present, that's different. But if she ticketed several people and what you're saying is she's not telling the truth because she ticketed all of us, well, that's not helping you. That confirms that you may not have been doing what you were supposed to do under the law. You got me?
Yes, but under the law, I thought it was okay if the bus was no.
So how long does the bus sit there before it's okay? Where's that statute? Where's the statute that says, oh, it's okay, are you timing this? Okay, the bus stop. Okay, in 5 minutes, we'll be able to go around the bus. There's no such statute. There's no such law that says that there's a certain amount of time before you can go around a bus. It's just a decision that drivers make, but it doesn't make it right. You may be able to, if an officer sees you do it, they may understand because they saw the bus sitting there, but it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it legal.
Yes, but the law does say as far as if the visibility was not obstructed by a hill or a curve, and there was no signs that said you do not, said no passing, and I didn't enter, and there was no traffic coming. I didn't interfere with no traffic coming. So what did I break the law?
So right now, you can say.
Right now it is 9:25. If you understand doing it normally.
Who is that? Please mute your device. Okay, so what's your point, Mr. Bass?
My point is, Your Honor, the visibility was very clear, and there was nothing destructing by a hill or a curve. There was no signs that says no passing. There was no traffic coming, so I didn't interfere with no traffic coming. And I turned my blinker on, and I went around the bus very slowly. So I don't understand what did I break the law? I didn't go across no double lines. And I went around the bus very slowly. And the two vehicles in front of me, they went around the bus first, and I thought it was wrong. I thought it was something I was breaking. Then the police officer, by me looking in my rear mirror, I would have thought maybe she would have got the first vehicle. She didn't get the first vehicle. So I said, when the second vehicle turned their blinker on and went around, she didn't go with the second vehicle. So then I turned my blinker on and went around. Then she turned her lights on and came around and got all three of us. So I didn't go across the double line, so I didn't break no law, Your Honor.
Okay, you said you didn't cross the double line.
No, ma'am.
So it was a 4-lane.
No, but the bus. No, ma'am. It was only one. It was on one lane, but the bus was put all the way over, so I didn't have to cross the double line.
All right, sir. Anything else?
No, ma'am.
Because I live here in Clayton County, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I travel these roads, and I'm familiar with Battle Creek because that's where the library is.
Right.
Yeah.
And the bus.
It's a single lane on each side, sir.
But the bus was put all the way over to the bus stop.
But the other thing she said was that the bus stopped in its lane in front of the railroad tracks, which buses are required to do. So they don't pull over to stop at the railroad tracks. They stop in the lane. School buses do it. MARTA buses do it. They are required by law to stop to make sure that there are no trains coming. So they stop in the lane. They don't stop at the side like at a bus stop.
Your Honor, we was past the railroad track, Your Honor. And there's a bus stop right there, and the bus had pulled over to the bus stop. It was just sitting there, and there was two vehicles in front of me. They turned their blinker on and went around. The second car turned their blinker on and went around. And the officer was right behind me, so I turned my blinker on and went around.
Okay, sir. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Tipton?
I have no questions, Your Honor. I think case for me.
I'm sorry?
No questions, Your Honor. I'll quote a statute. I think he just made my case for me.
Okay, well, the Improper lane change requires that if you are passing someone, that you do so entirely within the lane, within your single lane, once you're entering the lane. So you can't cross into oncoming traffic to pass somebody legally, sir. You just can't. I'm sorry. I know it was expedient, but it wasn't legal. All right, so I'll find you guilty of the offense of improper lane change. Did the state have a recommendation for a sentence in this case?
Yes, Your Honor. So looking at his criminal history, his driving history, he has received, not counting the citation, looks like five citations in the last 5 years, not counting this citation. They recommend a $200 fine.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, you look at my record, Your Honor, I have no points on my license. The last 3 years, Your Honor, I have no citation. I have no points on my driving license, Your Honor. That's why I just got some cheap insurance for a cheap price. I don't know, he's going back so far, but I understand I had a record before then, but I have no points on my driving license, Your Honor. Now, I understand.
Sir, there's a lot of ways to not have points on your driver's license. I can tell you all the ways to not do that. But here, sir, it's $100 fine. The total will be $151.50. Did you wish to pay that today or have additional time?
No, I'll pay today, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Bass, what I'm going to ask you to do is you'll go down to the second floor of this building. When you come back through the double doors, they're going to print out your paperwork and they'll accept your fines and the fees. So $151.50, okay? And Mr. Bass, just because it seems expedient to do doesn't mean it's always legal to do, okay?
Your Honor, if I would have never done it if
I got you, but all three of those cars got tickets. So if everybody got a ticket, then everybody was wrong.
But you're letting her know it's okay to lie in court, though, Your Honor.
No, sir, she didn't lie. She told you she read up on your case because that was the only one she was called to court on.
Oh, she lied. Okay, Your Honor.
All right, sir.
Wait a minute.
Have a great day, sir. All right, who's next?